Sue Romanoff, Head of Healthcare Content at Edison Group. Today, we're catching up with Jens Bjørheim, Chief Medical Officer at Ultimovacs.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Maybe as a quick introduction, Jens, could you please provide a quick recap on your company and your focus?
Yes, Ultimovacs is a Norwegian-based biotech company, and we are working with therapeutic cancer vaccines, and our lead asset is a vaccine that targets telomerase called UV1. We have developed this vaccine in phase 1 trials, 4 in total over the last few years, and currently we are in phase 2. We either are the sponsor of or participate in 5 different phase 2 trials. Malignant melanoma is our lead indication and our sponsored trial. We are also collaborating in other indications, ovarian cancer, non-small cell lung cancer, head and neck cancer, and in mesothelioma. For our phase 2 trial called Initium, we had full recruitment of that trial this summer, and we expect readout of that trial first half of next year.
So Ultimovacs has seen some positive data recently. How does the overall survival rate link to your study so far?
Well, so we reported the first results from this study you are referring to at ASCO last summer, 2021. It's a study in metastatic malignant melanoma where we have combined UV1 and pembrolizumab. In that study, we saw 10 patients with a complete response and 7 patients with a partial response. So totally 17 out of 30 patients had a partial or complete. We have followed the patients for overall survival over the years. The first year, we saw 87% overall survival, 73% after 2 years, and 71% in the first part of the study, now just recently. So we have also the understanding that if you are able to push a patient into a complete response, we hope that will translate into better overall survival for patients. We had 10 complete responders and do hope that it will increase the percentage of patients that benefit from immunotherapy moving forward. But we will continue to follow these patients over the next years.
Great. Maybe for context, how does that overall survival rate compare to Keytruders pembrolizumab only?
Well, there is actually no completely identical trial to our trial. So we have sometimes compared with the Keynote-006 trial. In that trial, all patients were stage 4, and they also received a different dosing per kilo. In our trial, around 60% of the patients are stage 4, and the others are stage 3, mainly 3C. For the Keytruda trial, we see after 1 year an overall survival between 72 and 75%. After 2 years, 58%, and after 3 years, 51%. So the readout of overall survival is between 10 and 20% more each year. But of course, this is a small trial. It's not randomized. So we really look forward to the readout of our phase 2 trial in the same indication.
So immune checkpoint inhibitors remain the standard of care in the frontline setting for patients with newly diagnosed metastatic melanoma. Is your strategy to target the frontline setting in combinations with ICIs in light of this recent data?
Right now, we are developing the vaccine in a combination with different checkpoint inhibitors in the advanced and metastatic setting. So in malignant melanoma, we have just recently recruited all patients to our phase 2 trial, which will report first half of next year. Moving forward after that, it will be interesting, of course, to continue develop the product in the advanced and metastatic setting if we have positive readout of the phase 2 trial. But also, as such, the market is moving into earlier stages, and this is also a very interesting spot for us to be in. We believe that we still should combine vaccine with the checkpoint inhibitors if we are moving into the neoadjuvant adjuvant setting. of treatment of these patients.
So what percentage of metastatic melanoma patients are eligible to receive ICI treatments and therefore potentially UV1?
With current guidelines, actually all patients are eligible for checkpoint inhibitors. There is a group of patients with so-called BRAF mutations. There are different drugs that can target the tumor in those patients. But the trend, as we understand it, is that more and more patients are treated with the checkpoint inhibitors, not at least in the first line setting when you have metastatic disease. We test our vaccine together with different checkpoint inhibitors, and we believe that the vaccine is agnostic when it comes to checkpoint inhibitors. So we can combine with different molecules. We have already experience with combination with ipilimumab, nivolumab, and pembrolizumab in this setting.
Great. So where do we go from here?
So as I said, we have already moved into phase 2. We have 5 phase 2 studies ongoing. Our lead indication, malignant melanoma still. In that study, we combine actually with 2 checkpoint inhibitors, ipilimumab and nivolumab. Recruitment was finalized in June this year, and we expect readout of that trial first half of next year. And this is a randomized trial. PFS is the endpoint of the study, and 156 patients were included.
Great. So Jens, thank you for joining me. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Please see our website for more information on Ultimovacs.